Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So the Blue Jays lose 5-4 in a bit of a gut-wrenching defeat. We dropped to 16 and 18 on the year. We got back to 500, and we promptly given it back. This game didn't hurt as much as yesterday's game, where we had the lead and we blew it at the end with the grand slam. But we definitely had some scoring chances, and this was a very winnable game for us. Like I say, it just didn't sting for me quite as badly as yesterday's losing of, like blowing the lead that way. This one, we just could never get the offense going, couldn't quite get the rally at the end to tie it or take the lead, and just finding ways to lose these last couple of days. After this game, I looked at the box score and I saw that we were 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Had you asked me what we were, I would have said we were 1 for 12 or 1 for 15 or something like that. It felt so much worse than that because 4 for 11 is basically right where you want to be. That's over a 333 average. That's actually quite good. It just did not translate to runs. We walked a fine rope there of being able to get, the single that moved the guy up from second to third, but unable to score him. And then there were a couple times there where we had, runners on second and third in the eighth inning with one out, and you're unable to get a single or a sac fly or anything like that. So it was just one of those. Like I say, they're finding ways to lose, doing just enough to be close, not enough to tie or take the lead. Bowden Francis versus Tanner Beebe was the pitching matchup. Bowden Francis is looking to rebound. He's having a bit of a rough stretch here. He was so solid for us at the end of last year, and he's unable to replicate that so far this year. He's now 2-5 on the year. He had 4 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. Not good enough. It's not going to get it done. And his counterpart there, Beebe, had 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. So he wasn't dominant by any means. We were getting to him. We were getting base runners, but it was just luck of the draw today. Unable to pull through the way that Cleveland was able to. So top of 1, Bowden goes 3 up, 3 down. Then in bottom first, the same old hits us again. Bichette leadoff double, Guerrero Jr. singles to right, Bichette to third base. Santander hits a ground ball to the first baseman. It gets thrown to the shortstop at second, and then Bo Bichette, for whatever reason, takes off home, and he gets thrown out at the plate by a mile. Just terrible. Not only do you get the double play, but you also lose your runner at third base in the process. Bonehead base running all around. It was unforgivable. Like, these mistakes on the base paths are just, they're not learning from it, and that's the most frustrating part. It's always the same guys. It's Bo Bichette, Vladdy. They do it all the time, and it's incredibly frustrating. I don't know if we would have scored the run there because Springer ended up striking out afterwards. So maybe he would have just been stranded on third base and it would have just been a normal double play, getting the out at second and first. But either way, it's just not a good look on the players at this point or the coaching staff running into so many errors. Now, obviously the coach isn't, or the manager, whoever, isn't really telling him to run home there, I wouldn't say. But whoever's call that was, whether it was Bo or the manager or the coach yelling at him, whatever, not ideal, terrible play, cost us potentially a run, and just not a good way to start a baseball game. Bowden, Francis, and Beebe still cruising through the second. Then in the third, Cleveland gets on the board. So they start off the inning with Arias getting a single to right. Naylor then flies out. Martinez singles, moving Arias up to third. And then Kwan grounds into a fielder's choice. It was a double play ball, but he legged it out by just a half a step. He's very fast, left-handed runner. He's nothing you could really do there. Jimenez might have had a half-second delay on his throw, but it looked pretty clean, and ultimately the run counts. You get the 1 out at second, and then Jones flies out, ending the inning. So it's 1-0 Cleveland through 2. We head on to the third, and again, getting guys on base, unable to do anything with it. Nathan Lucas grounds out, then Jimenez singles, Bichette lines out, so you've got the 2 out, then Guerrero walks and Santander walks. Bases loaded, 2 out. Springer flies out. So Springer is now 0 for 2 in these situations early going, and it's still 1-0. How do Cleveland answer back in the next half inning? Ramirez flies out, Manzardo singles, Santana walks. Schneemann doubles, Manzardo scores, and Santana moves up to third. So Schneemann has really hit us hard this series. He might be the new Ryan Mountcastle. Arias then singles, scoring Santana and Schneemann. So it's 4-0. Arias gets thrown out at second, stretching it into a double, and then Naylor flies out. So it's 4-0 Cleveland through through the top of 4. Bottom of 4, Blue Jays answer back, though. They show good fight, good hustle. They're great at bats here. Kirk is safe on a fielding error by third baseman Ramirez. Barger grounds into a fielder's choice, then Rodin is hit by a pitch. So you get first and second with 1 out. Lucas hits a double to left field, scoring Barger and getting Roden up to third base. So there's one hit with runners in scoring position. Jimenez then singles, Roden scores, and Lucas scores. So there's another hit with runners in scoring position. Great stuff. It's now 4-3. The vibes are coming back. You're starting to feel like we're back in this game. And, things are heading in the right direction. Bichette then grounds into a fielder's choice, and Guerrero strikes out swinging, ending the inning. Now, you get 2 hits with runners in scoring position there, so that is good, but just unable to push it across and get the game back tied. So, yeah, not what you want to see. Francis still pitching here, gets Quan. Quan ends up singling, and then they move to Josh Walker. So at this point in time, like I say, Bowden Francis was 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 strikeouts. It was time to go to the pen. His pitch count was getting up there. So they go to Josh Walker. Josh Walker does a great job here. He gets Noel to strike out and then Ramirez to ground out. So he looked really good. It's good on him. We're looking for guys to try and earn these last bullpen spots and really hold it down. And he did that today. BB still pitching in the 5th, gets 3 up, 3 down, and then we go back to Josh Walker in the 6th. He gets Manzardo singles, and then gets Santana to strike out. Manzardo steals second, Schneemann grounds out to third. So another 2 outs there for Josh Walker. Good stuff. The 1 base runner, but he did get 4 outs for us there. Tate comes into pitch. Arias reaches on an infield single and Manzardo moves up. Naylor's then walked and Martinez fouls out to the catcher. So we keep it 4-3, although we were very close to letting up some runs there. So good work by the bullpen. Tate and Walker, not necessarily your best bullpen arms, but they held it down and they kept the Guardians from scoring any runs. Heron comes in, and this is where, if you're losing to this Cleveland Guardians team going into the late innings, their bullpen is phenomenal. They have just name after name after name of very strong relief pitchers. So, tough spot to be in, but let's see how it goes. Clement comes in to hit for Barger. He pops out. Straw comes in to hit for Roden. He pops out. So not what you want to see. Nathan Lucas gets hit by pitch. Then Jimenez lines out. So unable to get anything going with the bottom of the order there. And then in the 7th, Dylan Tate's still pitching. Gives up a single to Quan. What else is new? But then he gets the double play ball by Noel. Ramirez walks and Manzardo walks. So they go to Wyrod. And Wyrod induces the pop fly from Santana. Great stuff. Keeping it 4-3 through the top of the 7th. Cade Smith comes out pitching for Cleveland. He's about as dominant as a guy is in this league when he's on. He gets Bichette, Guerrero, Santander out in order, keeping it 4-3. And it remains that way. In the bottom of the 8th, we hit our next chance as Springer walks to lead off the inning and Kirky singles to right, moving Springer up to second. So Heineman comes in to run for Kirk, and you're thinking this is our shot. Clement lays down a perfect sack bunt. I've seen a lot of people online saying that this was the wrong move and he should have been swinging away. Clement is not a home run hitter. This is exactly what he's on the roster for. Lay down a good bunt. He's got good wheels. He can potentially run it out. I had no issues with this at all. You got Straw and Lucas behind you. If anything, they are singles and slap hitters and maybe some doubles in there, but they are not going to put it out. So I agreed personally with the call to get Clement to sacrifice 2 guys because you move 2 guys up into scoring position and you also stay out of the double play ball. So you're giving yourself 2 chances to get a single base hit or sack fly there. 1 chance for the sack fly. But yeah, I had no problem moving 2 guys up into scoring position with 1 out. And then sure enough, Straw comes up, flies out to right field, Lucas pops out to third base. So not only were we unable to get the sack fly, we were unable to get anything at all. That was ultimately our undoing, I think, as that kept it 4-3, and that just should have been at least a run there. We should have at least drawn even. Wyrod comes back out to pitch the 9th. He gives up a single immediately, so they go to Brendan Little. And this is, again, the tale of just the bullpen being so taxed because we don't win any blowout games. This was another one of those moves where a lot of people online, again, were saying, why are you going to Brendan Little or why are you leaving him in? He's tired and all that. We can't say that about every single reliever in this bullpen. You know, they already went through Walker. They already went through Tate. Jimmy got burned out yesterday. You're trying to save Hoffman for a potential close here or whatever. Like, I don't know who else you're supposed to go to. You have to be able to use your bullpen arms at some point in time, and not getting length of the starting pitching for a few days and just being in a lot of tight ball games is just going to do this to your bullpen. And until the offense figures that out and wins us a couple of blowouts or a starting pitcher goes a complete game or something along those lines, this is going to continue to be the case. It's you've got 4+ innings to get through with your bullpen, and it's going to tax guys. That's just as simple as that. So Brendan Little walks Quan, moves Martinez up to second. So they had first and second with none out. He gets Rocchio to strike out. on a bunting foul, which is kind of embarrassing. You got to be able to get that down. Props to Ernie Clement. Ramirez grounds out to third, so you're feeling like, okay, we might get out of this. You got the 2 outs. He walks Manzardo to load the bases, and then he walks Santana to walk in a run, making it 5-3 before getting Schneemann to ground out. So he settles in and keeps it to the 1, but walking in a run obviously is never what you want to be doing. 5-3 Cleveland heading into the into the bottom of the 9th, and Emmanuel Clase coming in, who's looked a lot better in his last few outings versus how he looked at the start of the year. So here was our last shot at it. Jimenez safe at first by a throwing error by Clase. So Clase came off the mound on like a little chopper back to him, and he mishandled it and then threw it away. So Jimenez is able to move up to second on this play. And we're thinking, okay, there, vibes, right? Like that was the break we needed to get something going. Bichette singles to right, Jimenez moves up to third. First and third, none out. Guerrero Jr. hits a sac fly, Jimenez scores. So at least we get the 1 in. That's being something productive. We got a guy on first, 1 out. Santander grounds out. Bichette moves up to third. Oh, sorry. Bichette singled. Guerrero Jr. hit sac fly. Okay, that's right. Yeah. Bichette stole second. Sorry, I forgot about that. Bichette stole second base. So when Santander grounded out, Bichette was able to move up to third base. So you just need a single here between Santander and Springer, and unable to get it. Santander with the ground out. Springer strikes out swinging. So unfortunately for Springer, he had quite a few opportunities in this game to come through with runners on, and he was unable to do it even once. Really tough to see. On the box score side of things, like I say, we were 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Not terrible, but we did manage to leave 9 guys on base, which is just not what you can afford to do. When you're playing in these tight ball games, the other team gets, they execute one more time. They were actually 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position and left 10 on base. So they were even worse off than we were, which it didn't feel like in the moment. But anyways, Bo Bichette 2 for 5, Vladdy 1 for 3, Santander 0 for 4 again. Springer 0 for 4, like I say, all in clutch spots where we could have used a single hit. Kirky goes 1 for 4, Barger 0 for 2, Clement comes in 0 for 1, Roden, like just a lot of offers. We did manage to get 7 hits. It was just one of those things where the timing, the sequence of it just didn't work out in our favor today, and it's really tough. Losing like this sucks. I'm dying for a game where we just go off for 12 runs. I think all of us are at this point because we're just getting so frustrated with losing by, 1 run, 2 runs in these tight ball games and burning, our bullpen out and all that. It's a super frustrating brand of baseball right now, and it's just... It's tough. It's just tough. I'll leave it at that. Andres Jimenez, 2 for 4. He's finding his swing again down in the 9 spot. I say just leave him there. He's kind of a table setter for the top of the order. He's got speed. He steals bases. If he's comfortable down there and he's going to hit, just leave him. Don't rock the boat. Pitching side, Bowden Francis has to get better. He's got to figure this out. Going 4 and a third just isn't going to do it. Josh Walker did great today. Tate came in, walked 3 guys, which wasn't nice, and gave up 2 hits, but somehow avoided any earned runs. Wyrod gives up the 1 run, and then Brendan Little comes in and walks 3 as well. He's probably tired. He threw 24 pitches. He's been used a lot, just like Jimmy, just like Hoffman, just like all these guys. So yeah, the offense needs to win us a couple of blowouts. Or you know what? I hate to say it, but we almost need to lose blowouts. If we're going to lose the game, just get spanked so you're not blowing these high-end guys. Anyways, what did you guys notice in this game? What are your thoughts? Are you frustrated? Are you fed up? Let me know in the comments, all right? We'll talk to you guys later.